Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Great Reviews. My name is Chris, and today we've gone to the past and to the future because we are talking about Hellraiser 4, Bloodline. That's right, this is kind of the end of the Hellraiser series. I mean, I think it was intended to be, maybe? Pinhead goes to space. What could be bad about that? Well, it turns out there's a lot of things bad about it, but I still really like this movie. So Hellraiser 4 is about a guy who created the Lamont configuration, the box from the movie series, taking place in the future and also in the past, following this family's bloodline throughout and their relationship with the box and with Pinhead, introducing Angelique, a new demon, introducing all new characters except for Pinhead being still a pivotal part of the series. And then we go places in this one. This is a very ambitious movie. It is directed by Kevin Yagher and Joe Chappelle. Chappelle? I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Joe Chappelle. I can't even say it. Joe Chappelle. Anyways, Kevin Yagher had his name removed from this because this movie was rife with production issues. The original script differs from what appears on screen, which does happen a lot of times, but I think the original vision from director Kevin Yagher was toyed with quite a bit and manipulated by the Weinsteins. And so what you get does feel like a movie that was interfered by with the production company because it's a bit of a mess, an ambitious mess, with lots of fun moments. Pretty much everything from the original Hellraiser has been thrown out the window at this point. Like, yeah, we have Pinhead, we have the box, and we're exploring the mythos of those, but every kind of feeling that the first movie provided, the tone, the atmosphere, the writing, it is all now just schlock in ways that are still pretty fun. And this movie was only made for like $4 million, and I think it looks pretty good. And like I'm saying, it's super ambitious. We go to the 1700s, we go to the 2200s, something, 200, whatever, the year 200, 2000. It's the future. There's space. We're in space. We got spaceships. We got New York in present day, and we got the 1700s. We got 1 million characters. And that's kind of the problem in the movie is the storyline is a mess. I think it's interesting to explore the box and get into that mythos. But again, explaining this stuff does kind of cheapen it a bit. It was a unique take on the Hellraiser series, I think, because it could have just gone even more just generic slashery with Pinhead just murdering people, which actually kind of by the end is what it becomes. But, you know, to follow this family and the box throughout multiple generations is kind of cool. But when we have so many characters introduced and we're only in these segments for so long, it's a bit much. It's a bit muddled. It's a bit inconsistent. And what it kind of does is it makes it seem like the whole Frank Cotton storyline that this movie or series originated from feels a bit trivial compared to all the stuff that's going on in this one. Doug Bradley's back. He's great as always. He says things that aren't quite as poetic as in the original, as it's been happening. It's just more cheesier one-lines. It kind of sounds like there's a little bit more poeticness, I would say, from in this one than from the third one, but still, it's some cheesy ass shit. Like, you could make a grilled cheese out of what they're laying down in this movie. The effects work is fun. It's got some low budget sheen, and there's, you know, the sets of the spaceship look cheap, but they're passable. They're still fun. There's enough gore in here to satisfy just a generic horror fan, I think. That's kind of what the series has devolved into, is just, you know, gruesome kill sequences that are cool, though. They're cool. You have these two twin guards for some reason talking about stuff, getting smushed together. Like, it's just nonsense. They also have dog Cenobites, and I'm confused about the rules of this series at this point because because you can kill Cenobites in this movie. They kill the dog Cenobite, but you can shoot Pinhead with a laser gun, but it doesn't do anything to him. So I don't know if Cenobites can be killed or you need the box anymore. And I feel like the creators of this movie don't know or don't care either. I mean, there's moments in this movie where like these two twin guards just kind of sneak up on Pinhead and Angelique having like this casual conversation. And it's weird. It feels so mundane. And then Pinhead goes on a diatribe about knowing what pain is. And it's just like, what? It's so dumb. I did read an interesting fact that Guillermo del Toro was actually offered to direct this movie, but he turned it down. I'd love to see something like that. I know at one point, Pascal Laugier, I'm sure I'm saying that right, the guy who made Martyrs was at one point attached to direct a Hellraiser reboot, which I would have also liked to see. So there's lots of people in this series that at one point have had their names attached to it that I would have really liked to have seen their vision on this kind of thing. This feels to me like the last legitimate Hellraiser movie, at least from what I recall. I have seen them all at one point, but the first 4 are ones that I go back and revisit often. I'm going to be interested to dive into Hellraiser 5. I'm not sure. I know one of them stars Kari Wurr. It might be Hellraiser 5. I know it gets all over the place. And I think there's another 1 or 2 standalone Hellraiser movies that might be worth your time, but I know there's a lot of garbage coming up, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. So yeah, Hellraiser 4 Bloodline. I think it's the last legitimate Hellraiser movie you need to see, honestly, if you're a big fan of the series. It almost doesn't resemble the first one at all, though. It's so campy at this point. Still fun. So I like it. I give it a, it's okay. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's got enough fun stuff going on. It feels brisk. The pacing is fast. Too fast for the ambitious storyline, honestly. The writing is a mess. It's a movie plagued with production issues, like I said, but it's still pretty fun. So, Hellraiser 4 Bloodline. Let me know what you think about it, and then I will catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.